tonight before the game, Josh Simmons gets ruled out. He's dealing with some personal issues and family things going on. So naturally, in years past, when our starting left tackle is out for the game, I'm going to be very concerned about it, right? But this is something that JD has stressed on the show going back since, we realized that Jaylon Moore is going to be the backup left tackle. It's like this is a team that has problems with depth in the past. And when the starter's gone, there's no one there to replace him. For the first time, we actually had someone there to replace our starting left tackle. And didn't miss a beat for the most part. He allowed one sack. It was at the end of the game when it was the final play of our offense to pretty much milk the clock. Jaylon Moore, man, stepped up and he looked phenomenal. And to say that we are okay if Josh Simmons, for God forbid, can't be there for whatever reason, to say we have this guy waiting in the wings and something we just haven't had, depth in the left tackle position. I know people always talk about depth at running back and receiver, all these other positions, but left tackle, it's been hard to find one left tackle, let alone having two of them. We got a guy who is very capable of being a starting left tackle on most of the teams in the league, and we got him to be our backup left tackle. And I know people want to dog Veach for not getting a running back or getting this skill position or that skill position. But Brett Veach, man, slam dunk on Josh Simmons and a slam dunk on Jaylon Moore. And I think tonight showed you why Jaylon Moore was such a great pickup for us to come in spot duty against the Detroit Lions. What did you guys make of Jaylon Moore coming in spot duty tonight?
That he did a good job. I mean, he looked good. He did. I think, we watch Hutchinson kind of beat him on the inside move was the one.
Happy a few times.
Yeah. And so, look, it's expected, right? Hutchinson is one of the premier defensive pass rushers here in the league. But he looked good, man. He did. We said this. We have a starting left tackle with Jaylon Moore. He's a starter in this league, okay? We got him from San Fran. He was able to fill in for Trent when Trent was down, and he did a great job. So when we got him here, he was worth all the money. And we said that this position on the line was one of the things that we hadn't had in a long time is that depth mark is what you're talking about, okay? So when you're able to sit back, man, and throw your hands up a little bit and kick your feet up, and you know that you in good hands, and Patrick Mahomes in good hands, hey, this is the way the game should have turned out. And Jaylon Moore was everything as he was advertised, okay? We paid this man $60 million a year for a reason, okay? Because he is a starter in this league, and he played just like one. So that's a beautiful place to be. That is a beautiful place to be. Like Faye said, finally left tackle security. We've been playing musical chairs on in that position for these past few years. It's been something. It's been a heck of a journey. I think we're here, baby. We finally got here where we needed to get to. Jaylon Moore, wonderful job, sir. Wonderful job, Jaylon. Wonderful job.
Well, what do you do when you get a really, really nice, brand new, expensive car? You get really good insurance. You get good insurance.
Yes, sir.
So and how good insurance for a brand new, expensive car is pricey. So, hey, that's when they showed what he's getting for the next 2 years. That's how much it costs. Otherwise, I think he just did a really, really solid job. I think he did a good job for finding out he was starting. I think he did a solid job if he knew he was starting all week. I think he did a good job finding out he was starting today. Because that a lot goes into that, I think, too. Just right. It's like, whoa, I'm starting. It's like, he's prepared because he's a professional, but still just it's sudden. He got beat a few times, but he didn't get beat like I've seen some of our tackles get beat before. He got beat, but got beat in a way to still extend the play and to give Mahomes a chance sometimes at least to step up. We saw last year, man, guys were getting beat. No names. Guys were getting beat so bad, like he couldn't, Mahomes was still looking over his shoulder. It's week 5. So, like,
look out, Pat.
I mean, Collins was just saying at one point, I think it was at the end of the game, near the end of the game or at the end of the game, saying, like, I think Andy was talking about with him that he's finally, like, not looking over his shoulder anymore. He finally starting to feel comfortable with the protection, the new protection he has. That's how bad it was last year. The guy has PTSD from bad protection all year. So I think Moore did a good enough job. And I think we're lucky to have it. It's expensive to have it, but that's what happens, man. I mean, especially with a brand new car that's been in an accident before, right? Because that brand new car, some of the reviews on that car, it can have issues. It just got repaired. So Simmons is coming off a big injury that some guys don't always come off of it. He looks fantastic, looks amazing, but that's yet another reason why you need a good backup tackle there.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing though too. The fact that Pat is not taking off running under duress, he's just running because the defense is giving him man, and he's like, well, I'm just going to take off and get 5 or 10 yards right now, right? Because the defense got their back to me. It's not like he's breathing down his neck and he's like, oh my God, I got to be the escape artist. He's like, shoot, I got some wide open lanes to take off just running. And he looks good. Man, I mean, look, he's sleeping like a baby. I'm telling you, Ed Joga is sleeping like a baby tonight. I'm sure before Brittany was probably tucking him in. He was like, wheezing a little bit.
No Wanye.
She's like, shh, it's over. It's over. You okay? That sucker, man. That sucker's, he's sleeping like a baby.
Don't let him through, Wanye. Don't let him through. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I was somewhere else.
No.
And this is no slash of a pass rusher. We talked about it this week. It was the number 2 pass rusher in the league. 16 sacks going into this game, 5 below the number 1 team. But and again, I think I read that a lot of the coaching staff didn't know about Josh Simmons' deal. They didn't know until like an hour before the game. Like Brett Veach was just hearing about it apparently, like an hour or two before the game. So like it was more like, hey, Jaylon, you're starting tonight. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm ready to rock. And like JD said, if he was good enough to be the backup for Trent Williams, he's good enough to be a backup for Jaylon for Josh Simmons, and it'd be an admirable one as well, and to do what he did tonight.
Well, that like Mike said, we didn't know we was going to have a franchise left tackle fall to us. We
No, he was supposed to be our guy.
Yeah, so we had to go ahead and pull the trigger on this guy right then for him to be a starter. We was fine with it, paying him good money. And so I think at a certain point, like Teja is sitting there saying, like, what do? You get good insurance. But nothing you got to do with that car, boy. You better drive it. I tell you that. You want everybody to look at you. Wave at a couple of people when you're going down.
Yeah.
Like, is that your new car? Like, yes, that's it. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Rub it down with a diaper in front of everybody and just like smoothing that thing out. Yeah.
So that's for sure.
So yeah, I thought that was definitely wanted to highlight the Jaylon Moore thing, because like in years past, if like that was a thing like last year, 2 years ago, like, oh man, who's gonna be starting left tackle? Like we're gonna have to move so and so to a left guard, and that left guard's gonna play left tackle because we don't have a left tackle to play left tackle. Okay, all right. But tonight it was not. No one blinked, because this was a guy that we were okay with starting just a couple months ago. All right, so
Kingsley too, because I didn't say his name once, and kudos to Juwan Taylor, because Hutchinson, he switched sides real quick. He was like, all right, try Juwan Taylor out. I think I'm going to stick to Jaylon Moore side for the rest of the night. So that means there's one side that was a little easier to get to, the QB, if he was going to get to it. So kudos to Juwan Taylor. We give him a hard time when he gets penalties, and we've given Kingsley a hard time when he messes up. So it's good to give flowers when they do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, we talk about the receivers and all the skill players coming together. Offensive line each week's coming to getting better. Big night for Jaylon Moore, a guy we really talked about a lot last night in the post game show, and I believe he got the game ball.
He did. I think he did. And it was good to see him out there. He did a good job. Wasn't without, obviously first time out there for a full game. You're going to have some mistakes, and there were some mistakes he had. But other than that, I mean, he played well. Just to know that you're the starting tackle this game coming in, that's tough because immediately in yourself, like, oh man, I got to make sure everything is right. All my calls are right. You're working everything and making sure that your mind is right. And I think, he's a professional. He's been doing this for a while. He started into this league, and I think he did a good job. He did a good job filling in. And he's just going to get much better, by more plays that he plays, right? So, but I think the offensive line did a good job. It's good to see Trey dominate. Creed and those guys did a good job. Juwan did a good job. No penalties from him. I think King Suma had a couple of mishaps here and there. There was one play, man, he went the wrong way. And I'm just like, okay, what we doing? And then one, like the very first of the game, just staying on that double team up to the next level is just another one. So with the offensive line, they gave Pat a lot of time to throw the football. They did a lot of time to throw the football. But I think as far as like what their mode and who they've been, I'm gonna give the offensive line. I'm gonna give them a B-.
JD, you mentioned there's the first game we've seen Jaylon Moore play a whole game, but it's the first pretty much time we've seen him get full more than like a couple snaps outside of preseason. Now that we've seen 5-game sample size of Josh Simmons, what was the big difference between going from Simmons to Jaylon Moore, and just based on what you saw?
Athletic ability. That was kind of a big difference. Jaylon Moore is a good tackle. So it's not downplaying. I mean, just Josh Simmons is just that much better athletically than a lot of guys out there. Some of the things he's able to do. But Jaylon Moore played a solid game last night. He did. There was a couple missed assignments. Like I said, you're going to have that first game coming in that you're starting. Maybe the communication, you think somebody's going to come with you and they don't. And then all of a sudden you leave somebody open, which happened, a couple of times. We talked about the Aidan Hutchinson got on the inside of him, well, shoot. I mean, this is Aidan Hutchinson. So, he was holding his own. He did a good job, though. Did a good job. So with that being said, that was pretty much because Josh Simmons, his athletic ability is just really, it explodes out on the film. You can just tell that. But Jaylon Moore did a great job, good job, right? But he did a good job coming in. He did. Solid guy, solid tackle. Here's the thing. If Jaylon Moore, we didn't have Josh Simmons, if he didn't have that, Jaylon Moore would be our starter, and he would be perfect for that position of being our starter, Marcus. That's how good of a tackle he is. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, he's adequate. I mean, we'd be stoked about Jaylon Moore's play right now.
Yeah. So that's why we went to go get him.
Exactly. I mean, we got Pono Kawhi here saying we need to lock him up long term.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, based on what we hear about, what Jawan Taylor's out of his contract, how much that money that could save us, he might be our starting right tackle next year, but that's a next year problem. But I mean, we'll see a lot of Jaylon Moore next year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And in a pinch, if we need him, we got him.
Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.